Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, February 10th, 2023. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right now the ES is below the previous session's low here. We've had a decent little pullback here. Peak to trough pullback, it's been in line with some of the 3- and 4-day pullbacks we've seen lately. Each one of those has led to a primary move up so far, so keep an eye on the previous session's low. That previous session's low is going to be very important. That's about 40.78. If price starts to get back above 40.78, 40.80, perhaps we start to see a bit of strength back within the range up above, perhaps back toward the previous session's mid. Ultimately, a bullish finish for the week could open up a primary wave up next week. But this is going to be an important level to watch. Again, with this range that we had developed here before, we have the potential to see upwards of 200 points of movement up ahead. If it's going to be to the downside, we could be looking at a rotation that takes us all the way back toward 3,900. So the previous session's low is going to be very important here early today. Can it get back above that zone? If so, we could be working our way back up within the range. So keep an eye on the previous session's low. The NQ here, the NQ right now down just a hair here, about 0.7%, also trading just below the previous session's low, and also seeing a turnaround from the overnight lows so far, the pre-market lows heading into the RTH Open. Similar to what we mentioned here with the ES, we've pulled back about the same amount of distance on a 3-day basis as we've seen throughout much of the year. Each time we've seen quite the primary phase move up. If price can reject the previous session's low, perhaps we could move higher within the trading range from a 1 or 2 or 3-day perspective, and then perhaps even see a primary wave up to a new high beyond that. So again, keeping an eye on the previous session's low. A failure to reestablish back above that low would suggest that we are breaking this range to the downside with the potential to rotate back down within the range 11.5 and as much back all the way back toward the 11K level, which is the previous year's close. So again, right now, given the uptrending price action, keep an eye on the previous session's low. If price can hold or reestablish back above that zone, we could be looking at a primary wave up. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Right now, crude oil up over 1% at the moment. A big time push higher during the London Open there. OPEC has been in the news, headline risk here early this week, and we've seen this thing rally from the previous month's lows back to the previous year's close price. That's about what we were expecting here. If we could find a good rejection here, we were looking for a snapback toward the middle of this range. We could see a bit of chopping around, and then we could finish somewhere between 82 and 83 up ahead. This big push here overnight, very strong, already back down a bit. Perhaps this is the end of the road at the moment. If it's a strong enough rejection, if price closes way lower, say it closes back towards 78 today, that could be an indication that this rejection is another one in the line of a downtrending market, which could send us back towards 72 right away. So we've already had the really good quick move that we were looking for here back toward the meat of the trading range. If this is a developing rejection, if prices break back below 78.50 here and start to work lower today, we could be looking at another round of weakness up ahead as this market maintains a very bearish downward trending structure. All right, let's take a look here at gold futures. Gold right now, trying to find a decent low here. This market right now with a strong impulsive sell-off, but never really got off the mat to go get the 1924 midpoint. Right now we're starting to see a little bit of a developing low here, but not quite the impulsive move that we were looking for to get the key range. So watching to see how it further develops here, but for the most part, major uptrend, big pullback. It kind of sets the edges here. 1975 on this side, 1875 on this side, and we could have a bit of range-bound action within those extremes. So right now, very narrow range here at the lower extreme. That 5-day narrow range is pretty tiny here. Let's quantify that. Drop this from 18 to 5, and you'll see right here 55% of average here. Very narrow range with the potential to see a move upwards of 80 plus points if we see a good breakout from this range. If we get 80 points to the upside, again, you're moving back up within the range. So again, super narrow 5-day range that could provide a nice breakout here pretty soon. Lastly, taking a look at the YM. YM is down about 0.25% right now. Remember, this one's been stuck in a 13-week narrow range and is also stuck within a narrowing range over the last several days. This one also testing prices at the previous session's low. Keep an eye on the previous session's low, 33,630. Back above that level, and you start to work your way back within the trading range that's been happily traded within over the last several weeks. Eventually, we'll get a breakout from this range, which could trigger a massive move north of 4,500 points of range up ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the weekend. Happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.